Nike KD9 on the driveway. Let's go. Starting off with the price of the Nike KD16, they retailed for $150 and released in 2016. Getting into the materials, we have a Flyknit in the front half of the upper and then a mesh with some foam backing in the back half of the upper. You've got a booty-like construction with no detached tongue in the upper. It is just a one-piece upper here. You do have a pull tab in the back, although it doesn't really serve any purpose since there's not much stretching going on. That is one thing right off the bat. These are very hard to get into. You have to really just jam your foot into it and hope it gets in. But once it's in, it's in. It feels very good. You've got a plastic Nike swoosh on both sides of the shoe, and then you have a little Kevin Durant tag right here made of some sort of suede or nubuck. And then you have a rubber external heel counter that says KD on it. For this colorway, you do have a translucent outsole. It is done up in this kind of grayish blue. And then for the midsole, you have some sort of foam setup. It kind of feels like Renew, but it's very stiff. I'm pretty sure it's just a carrier because the real guts inside of it are the full-length Nike Zoom Max you see here. But all in all, how do the uppers feel? They feel fantastic. I really love the Flyknit in the front. The sock-like construction, like I said, really sucks your foot in. There's no heel slippage. You've got good padding in the ankle with that. It's pretty comfortable. I would say you have to go half a size down though. They do fit a little bit long. You are able to still crank the laces a decent amount, although you don't really need to in my opinion, just because it really molds to your foot well because of this whole sock construction. Although there was a little bit of discomfort right where the seam is between these two different materials in the Flyknit and the mesh. This seam can pinch your foot a little bit and kind of cause some discomfort, but once you plane it a little bit more, warm it up a little bit, it'll pretty much go away. So yeah, I really like the uppers. I think it's something that you don't see a lot of nowadays with the whole booty construction, the whole sock-like fit. I wish more shoes had this still. I really like the way it feels. The support on the Nike KD9 is pretty good. It is a low top, but it's pretty secure. The heel counter isn't like substantial, but I think with the way it's shaped, it gets the job done. Moving on to the midsole of the Nike KD9, this is where things get pretty interesting because in the top half of the midsole you have some sort of just dense foam. It's really hard. You can't really feel it though because you have this full-length Zoom Max, which is something they never put in shoes nowadays. And this Zoom Max is very comfortable. It's just top to bottom comfort. I mean, you feel like you're squishing just into pillows or something. It's fantastic. But you still get a good amount of bounce, and the impact protection obviously is amazing. The court feel on it is not the best, but it's not horrible. You don't feel like you're way high off the ground, so I did like that. Moving on to the traction of the Nike KD9, we have a hexagonal pattern, and we have it in two different pods. You have one pod for your toes with the Zoom Max, and then the rest of it is just a full length. That helps with mobility, and so you can bounce a little bit better, get a little bit more bend out of it, as you can see, because otherwise it would be very stiff and hard to move. There is a good amount of squeak on the outsole on smooth concrete, and then rough concrete you also have a little bit of squeak if you put some power into it, and then asphalt I don't think there is any squeak. There isn't really an outrigger on the Nike KD9, it's just pretty much straight with your foot. But the grip overall felt pretty good. I didn't really have any issues with slipping. I had a few here and there, but it might have just been some debris or something on the court because it only happened once. So I don't think there will be any problems with the grip. But as for the durability of the Nike KD9 on a concrete court, I think it's going to be alright. I mean, I do worry about the Flyknit in the upper just because there's not any sort of drag guard or anything protecting the shoe. The zoom should last a while in this. It hasn't really bottomed out or popped when I was playing in it, so I think you should be okay as long as you're not playing on gravel or something crazy. But the traction durability does worry me a little bit because I did see some wearing away spots just on the outside. And the grooves on this traction, they aren't super deep. They are really thick though, and they are spaced pretty far apart, so I think it should hold up pretty decently well. But as you can see on the outside of the traction, and I'll show it in the B-roll, but you have these like filled pods on the outside, and so it's going to be closer together and you're going to get more of that melded rubber when you rub against all of it. And so what's happening is it's starting to just meld together on the outside with the heel right here, and then kind of towards the uppers it's starting to fray and get a little bit torn up. But my biggest takeaways for the Nike KD9 is this thing is super comfortable. Like, I have never felt a shoe with this much like impact protection from top to bottom. It's amazing. I wish they still made shoes with full-length Nike Zoom Max, but I know that's probably not going to happen because, well, they're Nike. But the comfort overall was just fantastic. I mean, I really enjoyed playing in these. Everything just felt really fluid and really secure on my foot. I didn't feel too high off the ground, so I didn't feel like I was gonna like fall over or didn't have a lot of contact with the ground when I was doing my moves. Another big takeaway for me is the durability. I do worry for these. I don't know if I would take these outdoors, maybe on a smooth concrete court, but otherwise I don't think I would recommend these if you want them to last a while. But I'd like to know what you guys think of the Nike KD9 in the comments down below. Would you take it outdoors? Would you try it? And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing if we could do that, to be honest. So please help me get there, and I appreciate all the support you guys have already had for me already. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one.